welcome back. I'm Lucy. It's nice to see you back here on my channel. Today I am going with my mom and Nana to go look at some options for what they're wearing to my wedding in August. It's in August. It's basically exactly 5 months. So my Nana needs something to wear, and she did have something, but I feel like she didn't like it. It wasn't like summery enough. So we're gonna go up to this big store that's near us, it's like an hour away, and go look at a bunch of dresses for them and try some stuff on, which will be fun, and it'll be nice to spend some time with my mom and Nana. My Nana's like the center of my whole universe. I need to get dressed. Well, no, I don't need to get dressed. I'm dressed. I need to get my makeup done, and I'm gonna eat some breakfast. I'll show you guys, or try to show you what I'm wearing. This is a skirt. I'll show you full length in a little bit. This is a cute little skirt that I'm wearing that's all the way down to my ankles, and then I just have on a simple little turtleneck. It's still turtleneck season, so I'm happy about that because I am such a turtleneck girl. It's not even funny. I think I need to get some of like the turtleneck sleeveless guys because I don't know, I just think I have a really weirdly long neck, and I think that they just look really good on me. So always wearing turtlenecks. Quickly, I'm gonna do some really basic makeup. I'm just gonna go in, I think, with a little bit of this, which is just the stuff I always use, Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue. I just feel like this stuff is so light, and why do I always get way too much of this out? I have to try to get it back in the bottle. I've honestly watched a lot of like beauty YouTube and stuff, and they're like, this breaks after so many hours, but honestly I feel like I never wear makeup long enough for me to tell. I'm also the kind of person that really uses my fingers to do my makeup. How do we look? Nice. So we're just gonna, makeup is not my strong suit. You'd think from all the crafts that like makeup would be something that I like and that I'm good at, but not really. Now that that's done, I'm just gonna do really simple little bit of this. What? That is the saddest thing I've ever seen in my whole life. This just looks, you know when you were in like grade school and you use like crayons? What the heck? That's unfortunate. All right, Merit, what the hell? I'm still gonna use it. I'm back. What the poofy poof? I feel like this is probably a good time to talk about my wedding because I don't think I've talked about it at all, which is kind of on purpose. I don't really, not that I don't want to talk about it, but I'm just not like a big sharer of stuff like that, I guess. I don't know. Or I don't want my whole identity to be my wedding, which is something I've struggled with a lot. I feel like since I got engaged, which was in last August I got engaged, so like 7 months ago, I feel like it's sort of become my identity, and I've like had a lot of, for example, like in my last 5 years of corporate world, I've had like a lot of really great things happen, but no one has ever talked about it as much as they've talked about my wedding. And for some reason that's just like intensely bothered me, because I mean, a wedding is important, but I also just feel like my personal goals and like my personal like pursuits and career is arguably more important to me, not than like the relationship that I have with my fiance, but I mean just like than a wedding, not what a wedding represents, if that makes any sense. So I think I haven't wanted to talk too much about it because I just think I've been struggling with that. Like I kind of was the person that I didn't ever grow up dreaming of like, I'm gonna get married, it's gonna be beautiful, and like this is what I want my dress to look like, and this is what I want this to look like, and my flowers, and I can honestly say I never thought of any of those things. So whenever it came to my wedding, I felt super overwhelmed and like I was excited, but I wasn't excited in the way it usually looks on people. and I felt like that was really wrong. So yeah, that's kind of like why I haven't talked about it that much lately, slash don't talk about it that much, because to me it's just like not the greatest accomplishment of my life, and it won't be. I am really happy that I found someone I love so much and want to spend my whole life with, and we're literally best friends. But the idea that like one day that you're getting married is like your biggest life accomplishment for a woman, just, yeah, like I said, intensely bothers me. So I've been had a lot of mixed emotions. Anyway, point being that I'll talk about it now. My wedding, I mean. Just with that behind me, and also that if you're doing like wedding planning or anything right now, it's okay to feel that way, and it's okay to not be like super obsessed and like super into all the wedding girly stuff, and like not like, I don't want to wear a sweatshirt that says wifey. I'm sorry, like I really do not. And everything about my wedding, I want it to, I mean, I think there's this really strong feeling of like the anti-bride right now, which is like kind of doing things that aren't super typical, and I do like traditional things a lot, so there's a lot of elements to our wedding that's traditional, but there's also a lot of it that's not traditional. After I just spewed all that crap at you, we are getting married abroad in Scotland. I'm not going to say the name of the place because I don't want that information out there, but it's basically at a venue that is pretty secluded in Scotland, and instead of doing just a night, which we looked at in a lot of different locations, and kind of rewinding, we looked at a bunch of locations even where we live, and we just didn't find anything we loved, and so we picked Scotland. And yes, we've never been there. I've been to the UK, but never specifically to this place. And yeah, we kind of picked it not sight unseen. We had a lot of conversations with the venue, but we just picked it on a whim because we didn't really want to get married in the US, or not in the US, we just didn't really find anything here. And then we're like, hey, if we're flying anyway to like some other state, what's the difference? I think it will still end up costing about the same, but we're doing an entire weekend of events, and everyone will stay on the property. I think that that whole concept of like a whole wedding weekend will be really fun. We'll be with every single person the whole entire time for 4 days. I also like the concept that everyone's like on vacation, so everyone's kind of there to have a good time, and that's gonna be a lot of fun. It's a Friday to a Monday. The people that own the place do all the planning and everything, from the welcome dinner to the ceremony to activities for the weekend. I just really like that it was like this whole integrated sort of experience, and it bothered me also that like a wedding you spend so much money for, and it's just, you know, 3 or 4 hours. People don't really get to meet other people. They don't get to really like your friends and family don't get to mingle very much. So I really felt like this was a way, and I had always said like before, like, oh, I'd love to do a whole weekend where people come up and you do like this, like these games before, and everyone meets, and then you have the wedding, and then you have like an after brunch kind of thing. So I love this because they do only this whole weekend thing. Like you can't just go to this place for a wedding for a day. You do like a Friday night welcome dinner, and everyone arrives around the same time. And then Saturday morning there's all these activities for people, like I think we're doing yoga and like a hiking, like guided hiking. And then Saturday evening, afternoon is the wedding and the actual wedding ceremony. And then it's also great because it's until 2, so most weddings end at like 11:30 here in the US. This one will end around 2. And then the next day it'll be fun. We have like a brunch set up, and then they have a beach barbecue that they do because they're on the coast. And then the next day there's breakfast and everyone goes, and then we'll go on to our honeymoon. And a lot of people are doing this with other trips, which I think is also fun because everyone's gonna be like on vacation in a good mood, like really like carefree. They don't have to like get home to something. They don't have to work on Monday, most people. So I just think that's like going to add to the atmosphere a lot, which I am gonna be conscious that we're kind of like forcing people to go on a vacation. but we're not forcing them. We're kindly asking them, and then they're choosing if they'd like to do it or not. So, and that's fine. We had a lot of people say no, probably about half the people we invited, and that's 1000% okay. It doesn't change my relationship to those people if they can't make it to my wedding. Like I said, I didn't put as much importance on it as like, if you can't come to my wedding, you're dead to me. So that's how I feel about that. I'd say our process has been pretty easy because we haven't really like had to coordinate a million things. We also don't have a wedding planner because they basically do everything there, so you don't really need someone, this looks crazy, you don't really need someone to like plan. And they kind of have limited, not limited choices, like I could really get anything I want, but I feel like they sort of help you limit it a little bit because there's just some things that you realize aren't as important, especially if the wedding's far away. And you're putting on like a whole production for multiple days. It's a little different than like, this is your one evening dinner. That's a little bit about my wedding. This is a good prelude to next week because we're actually going to visit next week. So I'll take you guys along we're flying into London. We're gonna be doing a drive up the coast and then going to the actual estate to visit it. So I'll do my next video, will be that traveling vlog. Might be 2 if it's too long, but we'll see. And then that's pretty much it. Our attire for the actual wedding is black tie optional, so that's also why my mom and Nana are a little like trying to get themselves together, pick dresses, so they're altered in time. It is I guess it's March. It's March, but so there's still time, but I just feel like these things creep up on you. I've been doing this past week, like I ordered probably 30 dresses to try on. Also, because this whole thing is a whole weekend, there's multiple different outfits I need. So it's not just that I need to coordinate the morning of and then my wedding dress and maybe an after party. I need, what did we calculate? I think like 8 or 9 dresses. One of them has been changed into a jumpsuit, but essentially like all of these events I want something done because I just want to be present. I don't want to have to like think about what I'm wearing. So I'm trying to figure out each outfit. So just trying to like bring it all together so that I'm not doing this last minute and it's all done. We've taken pictures of it. It's like, this is your top, this is your bottom, or this is your dress, these are your shoes, and this is the accessory that you're wearing with them. So it's all just sort of like, I can just kind of take it out as a nice package and put it on because I really want to be present and not like, what type of shoes should I put on? Should it be these ones or these ones or these ones? And then I'm calling like my mom or my sister or my friends and bringing them in and forcing them to like look at my 10 different options for shoes. It also eliminates, as someone who like has traveled a lot, it eliminates so much if you can just like limit and pick actually what the outfits are, because then you don't have to like deal with all the blah, blah, and you don't have like 6 extra bags. So I'm gonna get on the road and I'll see you guys at the dress shop. This is the full outfit. I was telling you guys about this skirt. So it's kind of fun. I didn't really have the right shoes. Like, it's not cold enough to wear tights, but I feel like this is a good candidate for tights, but I just thought it was kind of fun. Well, that drive was a literal haul. It took me an hour and 20 minutes, and I literally sang to myself the whole way, so my voice now sounds scratchy because when I'm in the car, for some reason, I think I'm a pop star, and I have full-on concerts with myself. It's something that I'm not proud of, but I don't care, it's fun. Anyway, we gotta go inside. This place is huge. We're in Sharon, Pennsylvania, and no one should know where that is who's watching this, but basically middle of nowhere. But there is this huge store called The Winner that has like so many bajillion gowns. Like the place is a warehouse basically. So we're gonna go in and see what we can find. When I say it's literally a warehouse. We look good, don't we, Nana?
Yes, we do. There. Your smiles is Do you like it?
Mm-hmm. Where do I wear it though?
Oh, that sounds great. Thanks, honey. You like it?
Hi everyone. It is now afternoon. We stopped and got a little bit of lunch. I didn't really eat because I ate breakfast before I left this morning. So I had just some sweet potato fries because I love sweet potato fries. Anyway, overall it was good. My grandma got a very cute little pink dress. I guess it's a gown because it's full length, but anyway, she looked very pretty and she really liked it and she looked really happy in it. So I'm really glad. The place was, I was there once for homecoming my freshman year of high school, which is forever ago. So I didn't really remember. It is so big. It's literally like, I mean, I showed the video of the front and some video clips of it. It's just crazy. But I feel like because we don't have any good department stores in Pittsburgh, we just kind of have the Nordstrom and like Macy's, but they're not that big. It's sort of the only place that has a whole bunch of dresses you can try on and a lot of different styles and fit and stuff. But I do have to say a lot of the Mother of the Bride type of styles were like very drab and like gray and mauve and not very fun, or no bright colors or like no good prints or anything like that. I guess just these like simple colors and color schemes sell well. They must. But anyway, I think this place has been there forever because it looks like it's straight out of the 70s or something. So that was fun. And then I also bought a fascinator. For you guys that don't know, this is like a little hat thing that is very commonly worn in England/UK. I don't know where I'm gonna wear it, but it wasn't super expensive and I thought it was super fun. So now I own this thing. That's pretty much all for today, guys. I'd love to hear from anyone else who's planning a wedding about some decisions you're making and how you're feeling. Like I said this morning, all the stuff about how I'm feeling about the wedding and how it's like sort of taken over my personality. Not really, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I'd love to hear if anyone else is dealing with something similar or if they just like love wedding planning, or I think it's also just been really interesting experience overall. Hi guys, you guys are getting a special midweek vlog because, well, actually this will still go up tomorrow, but usually I only record on the weekends. But today I have to pack because we're going to London tomorrow. Well, actually going to Scotland, but we're flying into London. So I need to gather my things. Will's here with a snack. Okay, this is embarrassing. Please ignore the disgusting mattress, but anyway, I've sort of laid out everything that I think I'll need over the next few days. And whenever I pack, I always pack in outfits because I just kind of want to be able to like grab the outfit and take it out. But after I pack in outfits, then I organize it into categories because I'm psycho. So here we have the group of stuff that I need to bring. We also have some stuff downstairs that's for the wedding that we need to take and just give to them because it just will help to have them already have some of this stuff. And I'm gonna go get that and then I'm gonna figure out how big of a bag we need. And now she hung up on me. I just tried to fight with UPS to try to get my Ride the Runway package here earlier, but it didn't work. So hopefully me asking the UPS guy if he can drop it off earlier to me worked when I talked to him. We'll see. Okay, I have all the wedding stuff now gathered. So I have that. I have the stuff that's sitting over here, and we just ordered a new away bag that's sitting on the porch. I think we're gonna use that one because it's a medium size, and we have a large, well, I have a large, I don't know, it doesn't really matter at this point. I have a large bag, but it's just so big and it gets so heavy that I think we're gonna do one carry-on size and one medium size. The medium size is just better. I guess if you're between medium and large, probably order the medium. The large is like, it's really big. Now I've got to pack. I'm not gonna have any of those cute aesthetic packing. I don't have, well, I did have packing cubes, but they're completely busted because I bought them like 4 years ago. on the new one, I guess. They added a zipper here. What is this? Zipper here. Ooh, that's nice. These like extra zipper pockets. Okay, so I have to pack all of the this wedding stuff, which is basically stuff that's just going in our welcome bags. It's all non-perishable. It's like these little baggies that have like, it's kind of like a hangover kit that I made. And then tissues that go in, and then some other small things. And I just already have it purchased, so I figured we'll take it now and then we won't have to deal with it later and have to deal with shipping it. I started packing and I wanted to quickly talk about packing and like, I feel like stuff in general. There is so much overconsumption, and I am as much a perpetrator as anyone else, but I try to do what I can to minimize it. And someone who's tried almost everything with packing and has traveled a lot, I can honestly say, like, people don't have to have perfect, I actually do have a pill container, but people don't have to have perfect pill containers. These are gummy vitamins that are too big, but they need to be dark, so I wrap them in foil and put them in a bag. And like, this new bag has a bunch of pouches, so why do I need to buy a bunch of other pouches? And anyway, when you get to a place with like these packing cubes, what else? First of all, packing cubes take up space. So in case you didn't know, yeah, they're still, if you smush them into balls, they still are like going to be a little corner of your suitcase, which you could maximize for more clothing. That being aside, I also think it's just like, you don't need to have packing cubes, you don't need to have all this other stuff. And I've tried so many things. The one thing I've tried, multiple different pillows, suitcases, situations, whatever. This has been my favorite thing, but it's mostly because I love to sleep with a fuzzy blanket at night. And this is both a pillow, it clips onto a suitcase easily, and if you open it up, it's a blanket. For me, this is like the most important thing. If there's one thing I'm traveling with, it's this. It's also nice to snuggle with if you need something to hold. So it kind of does a bunch of different things for me. The other thing that's been really worth it for me has been a foot sling. So if you fly, I fly in economy most of the time, 99.9% of the time, unless I'm upgraded for free. And so I use this foot sling that just goes underneath the tray table. And if you're not super tall, that also works really well. If you're tall, it doesn't work great, but if you're short, it works awesome. Usually, all that stuff that they're trying to sell you, you don't need. You don't need 1,500 inserts for your bags to look organized. I mean, literally, this stuff is just regularly packed. And I also just, in general, think it's like a waste to put things in other things, because then you're going to take up space, and just another thing to try to like store in your house, and do you leave it in the suitcase? Sometimes you don't need all of them. Also, if you don't buy them from the brand of your suitcase, they don't necessarily fit well into the suitcase the proper way. So in general, I just feel like, yeah, you don't need, and you also don't need like a million different makeup bags that say what's inside it or have the perfect color scheme. Like, my makeup bags and whatever little pouches that go in my purse are just from, I've collected all different times of the years, sorry. Like even this one sometimes that I use, like sometimes I just put my laptop in something like this. It's just like but it gives a little bit of protection, and then I know what it is. So this is just my plea. I've seen more and more of these videos. I think I did kind of an ex-influencer, or like a anti-influence video a couple of years ago on my YouTube. Maybe I should repost it. I'm not sure if it's posted or if I took it down, but honestly, I feel like I must have been ahead of my time, but I would get so frustrated when I saw all these influencers with all these types of products. And it's one thing if you do buy a product and you like it, like we all are consumers, we buy things that we need, but it's another thing whenever it's like just like a bunch of unnecessary stuff, like with the cars and all the car accessories. Like, if you want to buy that and you have the money and it makes you happy, power to you. Also, like, maybe think about the earth, or if there's something else you can use. But I just remember being like a young being my young 20s, and like either in college or just out of college, and I had student loans, I had rent, I had food bills. Like, there was no way I could afford all this extra stuff, and it just made me feel bad that I like didn't have perfectly beautiful, expensive luggage and really nicely organized everything in my luggage. And I was traveling for consulting, and I mean, I didn't have like the cutest clothes, or because I was just trying to do my duty and save money and pay my bills, and that's completely fine. I think like pushing that everything has to be new and perfect all the time isn't actually the best narrative we can be imparting on people. So, rant over. We'll now finish packing. I think it's like 8. I just looked and I have no watch on. I think it's like 8:15, and basically I'm packed, but we had to get out the big mama suitcase. So I didn't want to get it out. We just want to do a medium and a carry-on, but with all this wedding stuff, there's just not enough room. So we have the medium and the large, and that's just gonna have to work. So that's done. I still have to pack, obviously, like the bag that I bring on the plane, but a lot of that doesn't happen until tomorrow because I have to like gather my laptop and all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna wrap this video up, and I'm definitely gonna be recording while we travel, so that will be the next video. So I'm looking forward to doing that, and now I've got to finish all the packing that I have left and edit this video and post it by hopefully tomorrow. So much to do. Why did I book a 6 a.m. workout class? Okay, I can do it. Bye, guys.